पक्की बात? कैन आई मूव अहेड? ओके. अब इन केस ऑफ अ डीमर्जर, बाय द वे तुम्हारे एफआर में डीमर्जर अकाउंटिंग है? बिजनेस कॉम्बिनेशन में अमालगमेशन है, डीमर्जर अकाउंटिंग है? है. अच्छा, सो व्हेन demerger happens, how do you pass the entry in the resulting company's books? What do you do in terms of simple accounting? Chalo, even if you can't develop the entry, what do you do in the resulting company's books? Assets and liabilities of that particular business will be taken over. तो डिफरेंस तो आएगा ही ना. वो पीसी बराबर है, बट वो पीसी अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर होल्डर्स, तो वो शेयर होल्डर को डिस्चार्ज करना पड़ेगा ना. हाँ, सो तुम्हारा नेट इफेक्ट क्या आएगा? एसेट्स डेबिट, लायबिलिटीज क्रेडिट, शेयर कैपिटल क्रेडिट, प्रीमियम क्रेडिट. ठीक है. फंडामेंटली आई थिंक दिस शुड बी द एंट्री. नाउ these assets and liabilities will be recorded at what value? Okay. Now the definition of demerger as it is there in the Income Tax Act. It's there in the Income Tax Act. Specifically says that when demerger happens, the resulting company should record the assets and liabilities at the value at which it appeared in the demerged company books. What am I trying to say? It's an amendment in the definition of demerger. Now we never discussed demerger specifically in terms of the definition, but there is something in Ind AS also and there is something as an amendment also. The two things are connected. Demerger defined in Income Tax Act says that all the assets and all the liabilities of the demerged unit should be transferred to the resulting company. But one of the conditions says that resulting company should record these assets and liabilities at the same value at which it was recorded in the books of demerged company. ये इनकम टैक्स का कंडीशन है since years. It's not a condition recent. Old AS में भी यही होता था, मतलब कंडीशन used to apply. नहीं तो समझा नहीं. सुन, it is possible ना that the fair value in the books of demerged company is not the same as purchase consideration. The fair value of the assets and liabilities, where are the assets and liabilities before demerger? In the books of demerged company. They are following Ind AS, so they are recording it at fair value. But when PC gets decided, there may be a chance that the purchase consideration is not exactly ditto equal to the fair value of the assets and liabilities. It could be a different amount because it's a purchase consideration, तो bargaining होगा. तो stock in trade in the books of demerged company could show a fair value of 55 lakhs, but the resulting company may pay only 45 lakhs for that stock. Possible है. This means resulting company क्या record करेगा अपनी books में? Stock का value 45 lakhs because it has paid 45 lakhs. Share capital तुम्हारा जो होगा, resulting company जो shares issue करेगा, that will be according to the PC, and PC will be according to agreed value, which could be the fair value but may not be the fair value na. This will mean that resulting company in its books should record the items of assets and liabilities at fair value, but it may not be equal to the fair value in the books of demerged company. The two values could be different. तो मैं 31 मार्च का बात कर भी नहीं रहा हूं, एट द टाइम ऑफ डीमर्जर का बात कर रहा हूं. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट के डेफिनेशन का कंडीशन क्या है? द वैल्यू ऑफ द एसेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज इन द बुक्स ऑफ द डीमर्ज्ड कंपनी immediately before demerger should be recorded in the books of resulting company. Only then it will be considered as demerger as per Income Tax Act. हाँ हाँ, तो मतलब now the problem is कि since you are adopting Ind AS, you are doing everything at fair value, and the value recorded in the resulting company's books may or may not be the same as the value of the asset and liabilities in the books of demerged company. So the condition that is put up in the definition of demerger will get violated. So technically it will not be a demerger as per Income Tax Act. So all the capital gain benefits, all the set of carry forward benefits pertaining to demerger that are there in Income Tax Act will be denied, because it's not a demerger as per Income Tax Act. But the fact is that now you are following Ind AS, and therefore you are doing fair valuation. So in the definition of demerger, in this point where it says that it should be recorded at the same value as it was in the books of demerged company, एक exception डाल दिया that if you are following Ind AS, then this condition need not be satisfied. So it will be treated as a demerger even if the value recorded in the books of resulting company does not correspond to the value recorded in the books of demerged company. Are there different methods of fair valuation? I'm asking you. To find a fair value, are there different methods? To find a fair value of an asset or a liability, are there different methods? Yes. So you can imagine this, that when the demerged company was recording that asset in its own books prior to demerger, it would have followed a particular method of fair valuation. Now when PC was being decided, purchase consideration was being decided, they took the value of that particular asset or liability, which was a fair value but as per a different method. So you are recording in the resulting company's books also, you are recording it at fair value only, but it's a different fair value because a different method is followed. Now again the inconsistency arose that demerged company showed fair value X, resulting company showed fair value Y, and there is a difference between X and Y, and demerger ka definition is not getting satisfied because it says it should be recorded at X only, the value in the books of demerged company. Now the definition of demerger gets amended, जो Finance number 2 Act 2019 है, which says that when there is a difference in this valuation due to the Ind AS applicability, this condition is assumed to be satisfied. You will not be checking that demerged company's value is recorded in the books of resulting company or not. So it will be treated as a demerger, and the benefits of Income Tax Act will be available to the resulting company also. यहाँ तक समझा? पक्का? Now, subsection 2B says that if there is this difference between the fair values, if there is a difference, if the resulting company is recording the assets and liabilities at a value different, then any such revaluation gain, revaluation loss will be ignored while you calculate book profit. In the books of resulting company, when assets and liabilities are recorded at fair value, which is different from the fair value adopted by the demerged company, then any such revaluation gain loss, that the difference revaluation gain loss that you have, that will not be taken into account for tax purposes. So if the resulting company is recording the assets and liabilities at a different value, then the differential revaluation gain loss will not be taxed. ये समझा? पक्का? अच्छा, ये रिजल्टिंग कंपनी के एंगल से आया. Demerged company. Now there is a Ind AS, if I remember correctly, Ind AS 10. This Ind AS 10 says that if there is a demerger happening, the demerged company may distribute profits amongst its shareholders, and it can give the option to the shareholder that the distribution can be either in cash or in non-cash manner. Now if it is in non-cash manner, any revaluation gain loss that arises, any difference in the gain loss that arises, this will not be taken into account. Let me simplify. देखो demerger में होगा क्या? Assets and liabilities will be transferred to the resulting company. ठीक है? Now imagine all you guys are shareholders of the demerged company. All of you are shareholders of the demerged company. One particular business got transferred. And because it got transferred to the resulting company is giving you its own shares. But the problem is, demerged company's balance sheet has, say, assets of 3 businesses, liabilities of 3 businesses, share capital, accumulated profits, reserve surplus, and say business number 2 got transferred to a resulting company. तो हुआ क्या? Asset got transferred to resulting company, liability got transferred to the resulting company. In turn, resulting company issued shares, and these shares were issued to shareholders of demerged company. The first basic question: why were shares allotted to shareholders of demerged company? Why? Why did the resulting company allot shares to shareholders of demerged company? क्या कम हो गया? Demerged company का intrinsic value fell because the assets and liabilities pertaining to one business got transferred to some other company. So as a shareholder of demerged company, your share value fell. Your share value of demerged company fell. Prior to demerger, if I had to find market value of demerged company, how many assets liabilities would you take? All 3 businesses. After demerger, 2 businesses. तो तुम्हारा share value definitely suffers a fall. To compensate for that fall, you are getting shares of the resulting company now. Okay, well, you already have shares of the demerged company with you, but its share value has fallen. So as compensation, you will shares of resulting company. This is why when you go to the chapter of capital gains and you see the sections of cost of acquisition, you'll find out that as a shareholder, this transaction is not treated as taxable for capital gains. But now you have 2 capital assets: shares of demerged company, shares of resulting company. And what is the cost that you've paid for shares of resulting company? You've paid nothing. You've paid nothing. But whatever cost you paid for shares of demerged company gets allocated, and it gets allocated in that ratio of net worth, net assets only. Capital gains section 49 देखोगे तुम, 49(2)(f) I think. In that section 49, you will find this provision के तुम्हारा cost paid as a shareholder, the cost paid for demerged company shares gets split and gets divided in this net asset net worth ratio only. The logic behind that is कि भाई your share value has fallen, your shares of demerged company have suffered a fall in the value because एक business चला गया. ये सब अगर समझा ना, तो ये भी समझो कि you realize कि इसका क्या? Do you think that in a demerger, demerged company is going to give a part of these profits to resulting company? No. Profits are always to be distributed to shareholders. Demerged company will give assets and liabilities, but not transfer profits. That means as far as you go, the shareholder, you are being compensated only for the share value. Related to this second business, whatever profit was accumulated till now, you never got anything. Demerged company का share value fell. Demerged company का, तो compensation क्या दिया? बोला resulting company का share ले लो. But वो profit resulting company में transfer नहीं हुआ ना. So now there is a chance that demerged company may distribute a part of your profit to the shareholders of demerged company. So now as a shareholder of demerged company, what will happen is from the resulting company you will get shares, and from the demerged company you will get some amount of profit. Now your Ind AS says, there is Ind AS 10, उसके पीछे एक appendix लगाया हुआ है, which says that this can be distributed in cash or in non-cash manner, and you have to give an option to the shareholder. Cash में दिया ना, no problem. अपना problem arises in this non-cash stuff. कैसे? In the books of demerged company, entry pass होता है, accumulated profits account debit to shareholder. Say this is 75 lakhs. A part of the accumulated profits are being distributed amongst the shareholder. Next entry होगा payment का. If the payment entry was shareholder debit to bank, तो 75 lakhs प्रॉब्लम आता ही नहीं. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि you are giving it in non-cash manner. So you are giving out, demerged company is giving out an asset, and asset is being distributed to the shareholder. How much are you supposed to pay to the shareholder? And you are giving an asset. अब तुम्हारा asset तो fair value पे है, तो तकलीफ ये है कि this asset is recorded at fair value, and let's say the fair value is 80 lakhs. अब तुमको समझता है ये 5 लाख का लॉस हुआ तुम्हारा, and this loss 5 lakh is put up in part 1 of your P&L account, profit and loss from operations. To discharge a liability of 75 lakhs, you are giving up an asset of 80 lakh rupees. So the company is suffering a loss of 5 lakh rupees because it is in kind. In cash होता तो check ही बनाया तुमने, तो check is worth 75 lakhs only, तो there is no profit loss. In kind दिया तो now there is 5 lakh rupees का loss. या फिर other example ये समझ लो कि the fair value of the asset is say 60 lakhs. So to discharge a liability of 75 lakhs, you are giving up an asset of 60 lakhs. Now you are going to record a profit of 15 lakhs. And this profit goes into first part of P&L. Accounting समझा? पक्का? Tax का problem. What do you take as your starting point for computing book profit? Net profit before OCI. And net profit before OCI includes these amounts. All of this got recorded first part of P&L. Now use your common sense. Gain वाला example लेता हूँ, easily समझ जाओगे तुम. वो 15 लाख रुपीस का जो gain आया, should that be taxed? मैट के लिए नॉर्मल केस में तो कैपिटल गेन इज एग्जेम्प्ट ऑन डीमर्जर, बरोबर. नॉर्मल केस में कैपिटल गेन इज एग्जेम्प्ट, ये कैपिटल गेन्स नहीं है. For the demerged company, when it transfers capital assets, capital gain is exempt. For the shareholder, capital gain is exempt. In fact, if you remember the provision, for a resulting company, when it receives assets, there could be a case of inadequate consideration. And 56(2) clause number 10 IFOS में भी exemption देके रखा है to the resulting company. But ये asset liability वाला point नहीं है, ये profit distribution है. ये तो dividend, because you are paying something to the shareholder out of profits. तुमने तो डिविडेंड बहुत मस्त रिसर्च किया है ऑफिस में, बोलो ये क्लॉज ए में नहीं आएगा, नहीं आएगा, नहीं आएगा। सी इज लिक्विडेशन, डी इज रिडक्शन ऑफ कैपिटल। एनी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट है बुक 1 तुम्हारे पास, निकालो डेफिनेशन ऑफ डिविडेंड। ए तो नहीं आएगा बिकॉज इट सेज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ एसेट्स, नहीं इट सेज एसेट्स, ए नहीं आने वाला है। देयर इज अ रीजन, क्योंकि तुम्हारा पॉइंट डी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट रिडक्शन ऑफ कैपिटल, so demerger results into a reduction of capital, so there's a specific point ना, when demerger happens, demerged company का share value कम हुआ ना। But if you see carefully, after all the 5 clauses, but dividend does not include. Clause number 5, any distribution of shares pursuant to a demerger by the resulting company to the shareholders of demerged company, whether or not there is a reduction of capital in the demerged company. So when shareholders get shares from resulting company, this is not treated as dividend. Naturally, it cannot be treated as dividend. My point is, dividend definition includes reduction of capital, but buyback is not covered in the reduction. Resulting company से जो share मिलता है demerger पे, that is not covered as dividend. Capital gain exemption is already there, both for the demerged company and for the shareholder of demerged company. Here we are contemplating a profit of 15 lakh rupees on distribution of profit, but logically which profit is being distributed? Accumulated profit, which is anyways after tax profit, और वो आफ्टर टैक्स प्रॉफिट के डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में आपको प्रॉफिट हुआ है, उस पे मैं कैसे टैक्स लगाऊं? इट्स लाइक यू आर अर्निंग प्रॉफिट ऑन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ डिविडेंड। अच्छा, you paid dividend and in the process of paying dividend you earned a profit. Now dividend itself is distribution of profit. In the distribution of profit, if you are earning some profit, then that profit cannot be taxed na. First logic, it's anyways after tax profit being distributed. उसके डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में अगर प्रॉफिट आया, इस पे टैक्स नहीं लग सकता. सेकेंड लॉजिक, what about that 5 lakh rupees का लॉस? What is it? Loss on distribution of dividend. 15 lakh rupees मेरे एग्जाम्पल में is profit on distribution of dividend. 5 lakh rupees is loss. Now एकदम कॉमन सेंस क्वेश्चन, is dividend allowed as a deduction? तो उसके पेमेंट पे अगर लॉस होगा, उसका भी डिडक्शन नहीं मिल सकता आपको. Had this been cash distribution, तो ये गड़बड़ होती ही नहीं. Then this would never have happened. If the shareholder was given a check, then your entry would have been shareholder account debit to bank. Matter over 75 lakhs. So there would be no profit or no loss recorded. Now there is a profit or loss getting recorded because it's a non-cash asset being distributed. So the problem is that now I'm having a loss of 5 lakh rupees because to discharge a liability of 75 lakh rupees, I am supposed to give up an asset worth 80 lakhs. Now what is 75 lakhs? चलो 75 lakhs का deduction मिलेगा. 75 lakh rupees का deduction मिलेगा. See, does it hit the P&L account? 75 lakh rupees. 75 lakh rupees. It is distribution of profit ना. Can you take it as a allowable expense? 75 lakh rupees का payment. नहीं, तो उस पेमेंट पे अगर लॉस हुआ तो वो लॉस का भी डिडक्शन नहीं मिल सकता। तुम इस पे कन्विंस नहीं होगे तो मैं आगे नहीं लेके जा सकता इसको। बट नहीं, एक मिनट ठहर जा, एक मिनट ठहर जा। सो 5 लाख लॉस कैन नॉट बी अलाउड एज डिडक्शन, तो कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंगली 15 लाख रुपीस के प्रॉफिट पे टैक्स भी नहीं लग सकता। बट तुम्हारा अकाउंटिंग is putting that loss or gain in the first part of P&L. That means when you start with net profit before OCI, it already has that 5 lakh rupees of loss debited और 15 lakh rupees of profit credited. तो ये लॉस या प्रॉफिट को एलिमिनेट करना पड़ेगा। पक्का प्रोविजन समझा? श्योर? मतलब लॉस का क्या होगा एंड प्रॉफिट